How's it going? Thank you for all the feedback and responses and questions I've been getting on the last videos, the boundary line and the market updates. Keep them coming. I'll be happy to answer and keep answering all the questions and feedback. Two questions I got were, I want to jump into flipping, I want to jump into investing, and I got a lot of questions about that. I'll at least tell you how I got into it, how it snowballed, and how I go about it. And then if you want to get more detailed, set up an appointment with me. Let me help you, show you how I got into flipping and investing. It's not a quick get-rich scheme. It's not $1 million listing or any of those TV shows, I guess I should say, that it's like, hey, I can jump in here, buy a house and flip it. If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. There is a crudload of investors out there as well. So at least with myself, I would come home and I would still Google homes. I'd still build a database. I'd still watch the market. So what that means is I would have, at the time I only had Zillow at the time, fine, fair enough, but I'd actually watch the homes. I'd watch what was pending, what was selling, the actual numbers, and I'd actually create a database, not only on residential, but commercial, micro and macro. I'd look at not only my city, but actually cities I was interested in and passionate about. So I was looking at mountain cities, I was looking in Boston, Maine, Alaska, wherever actually it took me. I was like, all right, I'm checking out this. Plus I was watching my own market, neighborhoods around me, waterfront markets, homes, commercials, even land. So what I was doing is actually building a portfolio. And it did happen very fast. It was over time, and it's been over 10, 15 years now easily, where I've been watching the market and the portfolio. What we're looking for is patterns. And those patterns on the market is going to help you decipher, along with following comps, following numbers, and actually knowing niche markets in the area of where you're going to invest and where you're comfortable investing. Actually, other states, Chicago's completely unappreciated right now. I've been watching people flip or grab homes. Just saw one for $19,000, and yeah, it was crappy, but the neighborhood next to it's $1 million. That neighborhood's $500,000, and they got it for $19,000 foreclosed. So that's a whole different ball game. That's a few geez, I can't even talk. Few tiers ahead of with watching Chicago and buying cash homes for cash for a few $100,000. That was $19,000, so I have to check in that anomaly. But I just saw that. I was looking at homes between 120 to 150, 180, and turn around, putting in 100 to 50, 100,000, and then still turn around and burning them for 280 to 320, maybe 350, or holding on to them, renting them until the market spiked again for a better rate of return. But still at 100,000 after capital gains and taxes isn't bad. I digress. Back to the beginning though. Once you find a market, the niche, everything like that, two, we need to look at how you're going to get the money. Are you going to leverage the house you're at to pull out the 20% to be able to buy the investment home? Is it going to be a cash home? Then do we have to take a hard money loan, or do you have cash in your pocket somewhere, family or whatnot, to be able to buy the home? Two, remodeling the house. I actually went to school on how to build homes, to remodel homes, BCIT. And so I became a carpenter apprentice, 2 years, and learned partition walls, framing, concrete work, all that fun stuff. Not an expert, but at least I understand the basics of the home, what we're looking at. So when you start building, contractor comes in and says this and this and this, you can say, well, no, this and this and this is what it's going to cost. You can price it out. You can figure it out yourself. So once you start being able to figure out pricing it yourself, then you can start making friends with contractors, electricians, plumbers, start getting better rates of prices, because you can start knowing what you're dealing with, how easy or how hard it is. You can actually buy the supplies yourself. Have the contractors come in. If you're flipping, remember, it has to be a licensed and bonded contractor, unless you're going to live there for 2 years and then turn around and flip it after that. There's a lot more to keep going on top of that, but once you know the numbers of the comps of the niche of the neighborhoods, you know the prices to fix it up, and you know ballparks, then you can really niche it down. What I see is a lot of people wanting to flip, but then they don't know the numbers on how much to fix it up, so their numbers are either inflated or way lower. Remember, pilings, even pile drivings, if you're doing commercial, you have to know how much piling drives. Every building needs it, so it's just crazy because that fits someone. Just make sure you understand the market, make sure you know how you're building, what you're building, and then price. After you go through all that, then you can start narrowing it down and understanding values and through. Once you go through a few homes, you're going to get hit here, here, and here, but you can maneuver, and then you can start going up different tiers on different marketing or different investing, and then start marketing and making sure it works. There's a lot of get rich quick, a lot of, hey, I can do this, hey, I can do that. No, it's pretty basic. Know your market, know how much it's going to cost, know your rate of return on how much you can actually sell it for, predict or at least set up and make sure if the market drops how much you can actually dump it for. Worst case scenario, that's it. That's the boiler point. Watch macro and microeconomics with it coming in, take all those factors in and you can package it together. I'm always a worst case scenario guy. After worst case scenario, what's my benefit? If it's a plus, then great, that's a bonus. At least I want to know my worst case scenario if I get hit in every different direction. There's so much more I can go into this, but I had someone say, oh, my son's thinking of flipping or investing in homes. Unless they're passionate, I mean, I'm talking passionate. If you're not like myself, or I'm sure a lot of others, all I do is look at homes. Google homes. Wife kills me. We're watching shows and I'm on my laptop just looking at homes. Hey, look at this. I have a portfolio file of just old properties I never bought, but I tracked and followed to see how I would have done if I would have bought it, what I would have done different. I'm talking stacks of them. Drives my wife crazy because I keep telling her, look at this investment, look at that one, look at this one we missed, look at that one. There's always another one. So it's okay if you miss one or two or stacks of them, but that's building your portfolio and making sure you know what the hell you're doing before you actually take your money and invest it. So it's almost creating fake stocks. Same thing as the guys pretend to buy stocks or whatnot and see how they would have done. I've been doing this for 15 years, making sure I know what I'm doing. So now that we have one, now we have two, we're not losing, we're winning. I'm taking 700,000 and making 350 off of it. That's a great return. It doesn't happen all the time, but at least I'm hedging the bets and making sure I know what I'm doing. So if you want to get into flipping, you want to get into investing, there is no quick, there's no get rich fast. It's just boiled down to the basics. Know your numbers, know your houses, know your markets, go from there. And then I can expand on it, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that can expand, and there's so many other people that know more than myself. That's at least what I know. There's a lot more that I know in there, but this is at least to help you start to, hey, if this is something I'm doing, you better be Googling every day, you better be following the patterns every day, you better be watching the market every day, because that's what it is. Okay, Captain Ron out. Talk to you later. Bye.